back at Cleve House now to retrieve the boat. It should be exactly where it was left. There it is. So if you do remember on the last episode how bad the conditions were here, it's absolutely terrible. I would never have been able to get back out. Obviously now it's much better, much lighter wind, although we'll have to try and go against the tidal flow, which I think I can possibly go against that. It's about 3 hours to high tide. Let's try and go against this and see how difficult it is to reach this pole. What I'm going to do is, current will be the strongest where the poles are. If I go over maybe and try and take on the side of the river, the very edge, it may be a little bit easier. Quite struggle at the moment. It's very hot as well. It would take me maybe 1 hour to get out and back down to the salt stone. At least there is no wind, very slight side wind. We have some kayakers ahead of us here who are going the right direction and with the tide. We're about halfway now, back down towards the main channel. Again, I'm just sticking to the edge here where the flow needs to be a lot lighter. And the Kingsbridge channel is probably just over a mile now. So we'll head out towards the salt stone once we get there and then cross back over onto the other side. We're running at about half speed at the moment, half the speed what I can usually get. It will get busier as we get further down towards the main channel, and I will put the life jacket on at that stage. It is quite hot at the moment, so I have left it off. We will then be able to run with the tide once we hit the Kingsbridge Estuary. That is the navigation channel, just there. Swell here now, it shows you how much one small boat can actually whip up the water. I have to just front this here, just to be safe. Goes from flat into this within seconds. Right into the narrow now as we enter the Kingsbridge. Tide is pushing at its very hardest here now. You can see we are still making headway. The tide should flip back into my favour literally any moment. It'll be running from left to right here. It's running against me at the moment. We're just at the mouth of the channel, as you can see. It should switch any moment and will drift towards the salt stone. Should be over to the right. This would be Wareham Point, just in front of us. Saltcombe up through there, and Kingsbridge is way down through there. And I would like to get onto the saltstone here. It's still a breeze. It's a lot better than when I entered the channel, which was really, really bad. Quite a surge coming round the saltstone. The easy way to do it will be to possibly carry the boats over and place it on the other side. Doesn't seem to be any sharp rocky areas. Just keep going like this, then hopefully it should be grounding up. Can I get through this weed? Really, it's quite intense. Really difficult to get through. I don't know if we're going to actually get through this. There's a gap here. There's a gap. And get through this little gap area. Better. That weed is actually quite intense once you're in it. You cannot actually move at all. Yeah, these guys don't want to move. You're not moving then, huh? You gonna move? And there is the salt stone. Obviously, at low tide it's a lot bigger. to public up there. So coming from an air pockets underneath. Pretty much the middle of the estuary here, and that is where we need to head next. It's down through there. It's a tiny little island. Head into Blanksmill. Yeah, Blanksmill is over there. Let's see if we can get back out through this gap, not through the weed. It is that severe. I'm getting blown into it at the moment. So I really want to get blown into it. That's good. Let's try and go against the tide just here and try and swing it round the end of the stone.